Hey everybody, Agent the One here. How are y'all doing? And I'm doing fine myself. Today we'll be doing, well, no. First of all, this will be one of many parts that I plan to do within today. Right now it's what, 3:38 a.m. I plan to do a plethora of other what ifs, and those will be the last new what ifs that I'll do until I complete or get more parts out of the other what ifs that I want to do. Such as what if Deku was a swordsman. I'm basically getting to near the climax of that story. I do want to sort of develop what if Deku had chakra. I saw that what if Deku was Boa Hancock's descendant was very good, or did very well. And on top of that, I saw that whatchamacallit, that what is it? I haven't done what if Deku was a Belmont in a while. Also, what if Nagato was taken in by Hanzo. And then what if Obito and Naruto had swapped? I have a lot of what ifs that I need to get back to. And especially what if Deku had a brother. As far as I searched out, people have only done sister. And I did one part to that and did do another one. So, I'm going to delete that part. I'm going to upload a new one. I'm going to delete what if Deku was a brother. Or I'm going to delete that and I'm going to upload a different one. Better story. But this will be one of the many new what ifs that I'll introduce before I begin to, start catching up with old stuff. So this is what if Deku was a joestar. How is Izuku a joestar? His great grandmother is Jolene. Doesn't really matter on doesn't really matter on who the dad is or Izuku's great grandfather is. Just know that his great grandmother is Jolene. So that's how Izuku is a joestar. Now, Izuku's father will also be a joestar himself, and Inko will not be a joestar. Of course, because that would be incest. But to put it simply, since the joestar are of course in affiliation with, and probably I'm pretty sure they do own, Speedwagon Foundation. So Izuku would be so Izuku would live a moderately rich life, a pretty rich life. I don't think he would have something as like maids and butlers to do everything for him, but he would definitely have like some form of servants to do certain things for him. He would have servants, but not like a always have them for his whole life type beat. No, but he actually no. I would say that he would have a butler. No butlers even. Fuck that. No. Izuku wouldn't have too many. Izuku would only have like servants from time to time. As I would say, yeah, and yep, okay, yep. So far as Izuku's school life and his quirk, would Izuku have a quirk? Yes and no. Yes, Izuku will have a quirk. Will it be the stand? No. Izuku will have another quirk, or will have a quirk on top of the stand. But like the quirk and the stand go in conjunction, so it's almost like one and the same thing. So to put it simply, as Izuku's young school life, when Izuku would go to a moderately rich school or elementary school, elementary school, but there would be like there would be another elementary school that Kazuki went to, there would be another elementary school that be across the street, literally just across the street from Izuku's school, and this would be the school that Katsuki would go to. Izuku would go over to that school to, socialize, as most of the kids did that went to his school, just to like socialize with other people. When Izuku was over there, he would have met a kid named Sero, tape dispenser guy. When Izuku had met Sero, he and Sero would have hit it off really quick. They would have became really good friends very quickly. As Izuku would end up going over there really often to just meet to meet up with Sarah, even on weekend days or days that they didn't have school. Izuku would still meet up with Sarah and communicate, or still meet up with Sarah and they would play. I would say one day when Izuku was no, yeah, it would be after school. It'll be after school, and Izuku was waiting for his mom to, or Izuku would be waiting for one of his new servants to come and pick him up. From school. While this was happening, Izuku would have went over to go and talk with Sarah. When this would happen, Izuku would see that Sarah would sort of be looking discouraged, as he would just see Sarah curled up in a ball under a slide on the I guess jungle gym, or the jungle gym playset. As Sarah would be curled up in a ball, as Izuku would hear light crying from Sarah, as Izuku would quickly walk over and ask Sarah what happened. As Sarah would be sniffling, he would look up as Izuku would see like a medium-sized burn mark on the side of his face. It won't be anything permanent, but it still will be visible as he gets older. As Izuku would look in shock, as he would quickly get a look of anger across his face, as he would ask who did this. Sarah, knowing that Izuku was quirkless, he wouldn't say anything, as he knew that Izuku would try to go over there and try to give whoever did it, or, well, we can all tell, to try and go and give that kid a stern talking to, as Izuku would get hurt himself. As when Izuku would ask again, but with a more stern and aggressive tone, Sarah will buckle under the weight, as he would tell him, as Sarah would look up at Izuku with tears in his eyes, sniffling, "A kid named Katsuki Bakugo." Izuku, hearing this name, he would leave from the playground, as he would grab Sarah by the wrist, as he would pick him up, as he would walk around the playground yelling for Katsuki Bakugo. When this would happen, Katsuki and his goons would look over, as they would see that a mad Izuku was looking around, basically, looking around trying to find Katsuki, as Katsuki, being confused and the arrogant ass that he is. I'm so glad what happened in the manga happened. Oh my god, bro. I love it. Katsuki deserved it. Anyway, I really hope Eri doesn't rewind it. Anyway, back to the actual story. So, like I was saying, Katsuki would quickly get up as he would walk over to Izuku, as he would look Izuku up and down, and oh my god, he would look Izuku up and down as he would spat out, "Yeah, I'm Katsuki Bakugo, but who the hell are you? And what do you want?" Izuku would turn around to see Katsuki talking to him. As Izuku would turn around, as he would begin yelling, "I want you to apologize to what you did to my friend." Katsuki would raise an eyebrow as he and the three goons would begin laughing. "You really want me to apologize? Do you know who you're talking to?" Katsuki would say. As Izuku would look at Katsuki, as he would yell, "I don't give a shit who I'm talking to. You apologize now." Sarah would be sort of standing a couple feet behind Izuku, as a look of nervousness would be plastered on Sarah's face. As Katsuki would stop laughing, and because of this, so would his friends, as Katsuki would look at Izuku with a glare, as he would say with a more stern and menacing voice, Who in the world do you think you're talking to, kid? What's even your quirk?" As Izuku would look at Katsuki with the same, I guess, viciousness in his eyes as Katsuki, basically matching it, as he would say that, that he doesn't know yet. As Katsuki would get a big arrogant grin on his face as he would say, "You don't even know what your quirk is yet, but you want to confront me, huh? All right then." As Izuku would stare at Katsuki even more intensely as he would bellow out, "I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if I do or don't have a quirk. You're going to apologize to him for what you did now." As before any words could be spoken, Izuku would feel a burning sensation in his chest as Katsuki would have raised his hand and would have shot an explosion into his chest. As Izuku would fall back onto the ground. When Izuku would look up, he would see Katsuki with a smoking palm as he would have a big dumb shit-eating grin on his face. As Katsuki would bellow out, Now I'll repeat myself only one more time. Who in the hell do you think you're talking to?" As soon as Katsuki had said as soon as this had happened, Izuku would have gotten up and would have swung at Katsuki. Katsuki would have easily dodged out of the way, and after that point would have only just hit Izuku. Would have launched a light explosion into Izuku's arm, but the burning sensation from the explosion would have still hurt. Would still hurt. As Izuku would wince and walk and sort of stumble back in pain, as Katsuki would launch an explosion into Izuku's stomach. At this point, Izuku would already be dirty and injured, as Katsuki standing over him would be taunting him. "Do you think just because you're from a rich school and your parents have a bunch of money, you can order people around? Well, too bad. It's not like that. And since you don't have your quirk either, or your mom or your daddy to come and save you, you can take this beating in full. How would he put it? You can get this full beating." Pause. As Izuku hearing this would have gotten angry, saying that basically he doesn't rely on his parents. He can do what he wants to. He can stand up to him on his own. That's basically what Izuku would say out loud. Before Katsuki would hit him, Izuku would look up as he would say, "I don't need my mother or father to deal with someone as ignorant as you." As Katsuki would freeze as he would get more angry as he would kick. I need to stop saying as. As Katsuki would kick Izuku into the face, sending Izuku into the ground. Izuku would look up at Katsuki and begin to slowly stand up. As Katsuki with a big grin on his face would step forward again to try and shoot Izuku with another explosion. But Sarah would have pushed Izuku out of the way, taking on the explosion head on. As Sarah would fall back into the dirt. As Izuku would look back as seeing this, Izuku would begin to have a small green orb begin to glow around him as he would stand up and looking at Katsuki. He would stand up and begin looking at Katsuki. He would stand up and look at Katsuki, but Katsuki would already be ready to shoot another explosion at Izuku. As Izuku, not knowing what to do, would just simply close his eyes and wait, and only wait for the pain. But the pain would never come. As when Izuku would open his eyes, he would see slight green particles of ones and zeros quickly, and almost like pixels, would quickly fade away as Izuku would look around to see himself several feet away from from where he just once was. As Ezekiel would turn around to look behind himself, as he would see, well, the entity that you see yourselves, sort of like a black innard with a bunch of ones and zeros plastered around, silvered thigh guards, black sort of shin guards, ankle guards, the whole shebang. What you see is how it looks. As Ezekiel would be looking back in astonishment, as he would look for as he would be thinking this is what his quirk is. As seeing this, he would look forward at Katsuki almost like with a anger and almost like a sort of a passion. I don't know how to put it, but he's basically looking at Katsuki like, oh, now you fucked up. Oh no. This is where you regret your actions. As Izuku would rush forward, as the stand wouldn't be too far behind, as Katsuki would attempt to shoot another explosion, would attempt to shoot another explosion, but Izuku's entire body would glow a bright green, as ones and zeros would appear around Izuku, as Izuku would fade away and reappear behind Katsuki. As Katsuki would be completely confused, Izuku would reel back his fist and punch Katsuki across the face. Izuku, not knowing the full extent to his quirk, he would just punch Katsuki himself instead of using the stand. Until at one point where Katsuki was trying to get up again, Izuku would punch Katsuki again, and then after that, before Izuku could throw another punch, his stand would punch forward itself. As soon as this happened, Izuku would realize that the stand did a lot more damage than Izuku did. So Izuku would get a grin on his face. Would get a grin on his face as he would be standing over Sero with his glowing green eyes as he would continue to punch. Izuku would say something before he would punch Katsuki again. He would say, "This is what you get for hurting my friend Sero." As the stand would begin punching Izuku over and over and over. No, not Izuku. Katsuki. He would basically just stand barrage Katsuki for only about 30 seconds until Izuku would have ran out of breath and the stand would have launched Katsuki away. Katsuki wouldn't have any fractured bones. He would just have swellings and bruises across his face. He would be covered in dirt, and as Izuku would turn around to look at Katsuki's two friends, as he would ask anybody else what next. As Katsuki's quote unquote friends would just put up their arms and say that they don't want anything. As the two would grab Katsuki and run off. Sero would thank Izuku, as Izuku would say that it's no problem. He would go home as he would introduce his quirk to his mom and dad, as they both would be able to see the stand. Now, why are they able to see the stand? Well, here's why. Basically, for the rules of the stands, I'm gonna be really hyper-specific with it, but basically, stated by the creator himself, the people, only way you can see a stand is if you have a stand yourself, or if you have a similar ability. Now, I'm going to say a similar ability could be something like being a psychic, or a person that could see ghosts, or a person that has a double joint and possibly has some form of a disease that could grant you some type of manifestation of a power, but only if you're old enough. I would say since a kid's eyes aren't developed, I don't know how to put it, but basically, the older you get, the stronger your quirk gets, because it grows alongside you. When you grow, your quirk grows. So when they're about the age of 14, 13, then they'll be able to see a stand. But until then, they can't see it. Unless they have like a quirk at unless they have like one for all at the age of 2, or no, at the age of 9. But anyway, Inko and Hasashi would be able to see it as they would take Izuku to the quirk doctors. Hasashi can immediately tell that it's most likely just a stand, or the thing that Izuku had manifested, but they would ask the doctor on what Izuku's quirk actually was. As the doctor would simply explain that one of Izuku, or that Izuku has a quirk basically called like digital restruction. He is basically able to decompose and recompose anything to almost like a digital level, or in this case, a molecular level. He could touch one thing and understand almost like the world coding of it and rearrange it. And that at that point, they would pay the man, or they would pay the hospital, as they would all go home. As Inko would be confused on why Hasashi didn't ask about the person that they saw. I believe that Inko would know about stands by now, or Hasashi would have definitely explained them to her. So they would have went home since I would believe, Hasashi would definitely have a stand. What stand? Well, since he has a flame breath quirk, it would have something to do with fire. Basically, imagine Magician's Red, but it's a lion. As Hasashi would be in charge of training Izuku on how to use his quirk and his stand. So to put it simply, Izuku's I haven't figured out a name for his first stand yet. I'm pretty sure that it wouldn't be something like along the lines of a song or a rock band. Pretty sure Izuku, being a kid, would just name it something random to the top of his head, like techno or robot, something like that. So I'm gonna say that Izuku would just name his stand techno. The ability of the stand is to basically use like certain cubes, or basically to throw like certain cubes or digital cubes to decompress things. Or in other words, it could create like a cube into its hands and throw it forward, and whatever is trapped inside of that cube will disappear completely, almost like Hakai, but differently. And also similar to Hierophant Green, I would say, whenever it like touches technology, it could do the things that Hierophant Green could do. It could like split its body apart, go inside of the compute, like any form of the device. It could split into multiple pieces, morph itself differently, just things like that. So far as technology wise, that's something that the stand can do, and the same thing that Izuku can do. As this what if has gone on for a pretty decent amount of time. As Izuku wouldn't be in the entrance exam, he would be recommended. No. We just don't start off at UA. No. I gotta go over a couple things. For starters, UA will be a college. B, as Izuku grows older, I would say because he has the literal joestar and Jolene genes, he's definitely caught a few girlfriends. So because of this, Izuku will have some form of experience and confidence. Even if he did or didn't, he would still have confidence. Let's see. What else could I go over? Izuku would actually gain 2 new friends besides Sero, Tenya Ida and Yui. The girl from Class 1B with the red and white outfit with the fan on top of her head. I forgot what her quirk was. But since I would say that Yui would be one of Izuku's exes from high school. Ida and Izuku would be nearly as close as friends as Izuku and Sero, because, well, Ida and Izuku have a lot in common. They're both strictly for rules. They're both very tall and built. And they both come from, like a family of infamous people. So, they will both be very good friends. So because of that, Sero and Ida would also end up being good friends. And far as UA, well, like I said, each will be recommended. Dorm wise, of course, there will be dorms. It's a college. So not all colleges have dorms, but this one will. As I don't think there's really much else to go over. So that's all for now. This is AJ the One signing out. Please let me know if you like this part. There'll be more to come when I finish some others. So please like, subscribe, share, comment. If I could get this video to more than 5 likes, I would very much appreciate it. This is AJ the One signing out.